Last year, my husband Sergey turned 40. I think it was around this time that he began to have a midlife crisis. At first, I was even happy that Seryozha decided to change his lifestyle. He became interested in sports for the first time. I encouraged this hobby, although I wouldn't say that my husband was ever overweight. Rather, he was always just plump. Then he began to pay attention to his diet. Previously, we had a daily ritual. Every evening, we would sit in front of the TV, take some tasty treats with us, beer with chips or tea with cakes, and watch TV series. But then he began to refuse this. That is, yes, TV series, but no tasty treats. I'm losing weight, he said. One morning, I looked at him and said, "Listen, I don't get it. Did your pants stretch out after washing or something? They hang on you somehow, strangely." "Oh, it's probably because I lost 8 kilograms," my husband said proudly. Wow, I was surprised. At this point, I was already a little worried because I began to notice other changes. For example, one day I saw a bright neon t-shirt in the laundry basket that didn't fit into his usual wardrobe at all. "Seryozha, where did you find this t-shirt?" I asked. "Don't you like it?" my husband asked. "It's fashionable now." I was surprised. Sergey had always been a person who appreciated classics and familiar things, and now he seemed to be trying to pretend to be a different person, younger, fashionable, athletic, and so on. I simply didn't recognize him anymore. And more. A few months later, I noticed that my husband's face had changed somehow. "What have you done to yourself?" I asked suspiciously. "Have you looked much younger?" my husband asked happily. "Well, probably," I shrugged. "I started going to a beautician," Seryozha said happily. "I won't tell you everything, but yes, I did a few beauty treatments." "Seryozha," I screamed. "What's going on with you? You used to be a normal guy." "What beautician? What tight t-shirts? What's wrong?" He was surprised. "Don't you like that I started looking better and younger?" "What's wrong with that?" "Because I don't recognize you." I sighed. But Seryozha didn't listen to me. He also continued going to the gym, eating right, dressing like a teenager, and going to a beautician. And I decided it was time to act. And since he doesn't listen to me, he needs to be talked to by the person who is an authority figure for him. And I turned to Seryozha's best friend, Gleb. "Well, you've noticed what's been happening to him for the last few months," I told him. "Explain to him somehow that this isn't manly." Gleb's answer surprised me. "Alasia, what exactly don't you like?" he asked. "Look at most of Seryozha's peers. Fat, flabby. Half of them will have a heart attack in 5 or 10 years. And yours. He's started taking care of himself. He's doing sports. He's losing weight. He's taking care of himself. With someone like that, as they say, you can go to a feast or to the big city." "Gleb, he goes to a beautician to get his face injected," I screamed. "Is that normal too?" "Yes," he answered calmly. "You're so interesting. Do you think that because we're men, we don't care how we look?" Number. "We also want girls to look at us at 20 and at 40. I thought about his words a lot then, and I noticed that when my husband and I go out somewhere together, all the women look at him, including young ones. But men don't look at me the same way. In general, I also stopped arranging evenings with beer and cakes, and on the next holiday, I asked my husband for a gym membership. "Wow, honey, I didn't expect this from you," he said happily. "I'll be happy to work out with you." In general, I've been going to the gym with him for 3 months now. At first, it was very difficult. I wanted to quit. Now it's a little easier. I've lost 3 kilograms, and I'm not gonna stop. I still have some extra weight. And now I also want to buy myself new tight-fitting clothes. And I thought, maybe there's nothing wrong with looking younger. According to my friends, some men's midlife crisis manifests itself much worse. It's better for him to go to the gym and wear tight clothes.